Editing Mike here. I forgot to film an intro. Welcome to the mykeadelic channel. My name is Mike, aka mykeadelic. I'm going to be talking about Avatar: The Way of Water. Sometimes talking about movies. Sometimes I'm dropping songs. All sorts of great media content here on the mykeadelic channel. So make sure you stick around and stay tuned and click around. All right. Recently dropped a Ryan Johnson unscripted guide to his whole works leading up to Glass Onion, which I have a review for, which is going to be coming out soon. So stay tuned. All right. Back to the Avatar stuff. All right. Well, just filmed my Glass Onion review. Started editing it a little. It looks long right now. It's like 45 minutes unedited, but it'll probably be down to, I don't know, 20 or something. Don't want to spend too long on it because I would like to drop it tonight. But regardless, I wanted to film this real quick because I saw another new movie that's very popular. So I wanted to talk about it because I need views. Just kidding. I have thoughts, specific thoughts, just about this stuffs. Let's talk about Avatar. I watched it. A lot of people really like it. I indulged in some, medical edible supplements to enjoy the experience, and it was certainly immersive. I also partook in a beer and a frozen Jack and Coke. Spent a lot of money at the movie theater on beverages that day, more than my ticket value, but I enjoyed myself. It was a long 3 hours, and Christmas and whatnot, and I figured it was a suitable way to spend the day. So I see the movie. What do I think? Well, first off, I think if I had kids, maybe I would really like it, but I don't, so I didn't. Not that I don't I love, nothing wrong with family and things like that, but for me, as like a kind of pacifistic individual, don't get me wrong, I love me some on-screen violence. I love me some Tarantino, some samurai revenge action, and of course a good horror and slasher and gore and weirdness, but there was something about the wholesomeness of the family aspect combined with the war movie that for me was almost like, I don't know, it made me uncomfortable. I understand the idea of having to fight for your right to party, for lack of a better term, but I really prefer protagonists who, when you're getting into this deep emotional family place, something like Everything Everywhere All at Once, where the finale, no spoilers, well, maybe spoilers if you haven't seen it, it's like fighting with positivity rather than fighting with anger. It's the most beautiful thing, and it's the only film I think that I can see, or that I can think of, that has like ever approached the idea of almost like being the bigger person, not stooping to the level of violence, but going above it. Another thing that I think is a really good example of something like that is Doctor Who. I was really into Doctor Who when I was in like high school, and one of the things I really liked about him as a protagonist, the Doctor, specifically David Tennant, but any Doctor will do, is that he doesn't use a gun. He uses his mind. He uses his sonic screwdriver, and he has his companion who sometimes can outthink him in certain ways, which is always interesting. Yeah, I love the idea of non-violence being the solution. So the idea of going to war with your family made me kind of uncomfortable. But maybe I'm just overthinking it, and I should have just, shut up and enjoyed the ride. There was a lot going on too. There's like Spider, the human kid, and the whole paternal relationship, and the douchey captain guy from the last movie, and now he's an Avatar, and dee. I think some people have been talking about some sort of like trans allegories and things like that, but I, wasn't getting anything. I feel like it's safely progressive. It's unoffensive. It's generally palatable, and maybe that's what I didn't like. It was almost too safe. There were a lot of things, not unlike the first movie. There was a remarkable sense of spectacle. There was a remarkable use of visual effects. Though for me, sometimes the motion was a little weird. I don't know if it was, I haven't seen 3D in a while, or if it was like a frame rate thing or something, but some of the motion felt like it was like fast forward, or something was weird with some of the like creatures and things. And there were no bubbles when they were underwater. Only I saw Spider. He's like a real person though, but I didn't see a lot of bubbles coming out of their mouth. I watched something on Corridor Digital talking about the VFX and how they had different patents for like surface tension. There was a lot of good water dripping off people, but not a lot of bubbles underwater. It was interesting. Obviously, it's a remarkable feat to make this kind of movie, but I guess I'm kind of over giant blockbusters. It's hard for me to totally enjoy them. Now, usually my gripe is I'm thinking about like the money burning on screen and how expensive it is to make these, and it kind of gives me like anxiety because it's an overwhelming thing to try to process. And that's not the way to enjoy a movie. but when the cracks start to show, sometimes it's hard for me to totally immerse myself in the film. And I did a pretty good job of immersing myself in the film, so that, I have to say, was cool. James Cameron certainly knows how to give you that cinematic feel. There's always a nice little, like Jermaine from Flight of the Conchords was playing like this American scientist, and I was like, Jermaine. So I always like a little thing like that where it's a little extra, almost like humanizing the bad guy, because it's like not everybody on the bad guy's team is bad. I thought that was cool. Edie Falco was of course great to see. I was like, Carmella, Carmella. It's a fun movie if you like big spectacles and things like that. It's pretty unoffensive, but personally it felt a little bit like Titanic 2, Blue People, Electric Boogaloo, with some of the sinking ship things, and it was like, oh, we didn't have the VFX do this in 96 or whatever, but now we can do it. Like, it's like some of it felt a little like that, and I like know James Cameron loves submarines, and I'm like, why do there have to be like two? Couldn't there just be the crab submarines? Do we need two kinds of submarines? Like, I get there was a lot of cool designs and stuff, but it was like, how many do we need in this film? Aren't there gonna be like 3 more? Like, I get they wanted to go to the water world and stuff, but it's almost like they could have had the whole family thing and not the water, and just touched on the water thing at the end. I don't know. It was so freaking long, it's hard to think about the pacing. There's a lot going on. It makes me wonder if it should have been a mini series or something like that, because sometimes 3 hours straight is kind of hard to totally digest every single thing that's happening. And when you break it up maybe into hour chunks or something like that, then you can kind of focus on these different storylines and things a bit more, and have a bit more resonance with them, and have some time to process them individually and then put them all together. It's so funny, I'm like usually not a TV person, and now I'm like, you know, they both have their merits. Maybe that's what it felt like to me. It felt like a bit like a TV show in a movie, rather than, oh shit, this microphone hasn't been plugged in, I'm a fool. Whatever, I'll just put it down. I don't need that anymore now. Oh, that's so embarrassing. But yeah, it felt almost more like a TV show than a movie to me, because it was like the length was, I don't know, something with the pacing and like jamming so many characters into a single movie. Like Knives Out had 5, 6, like 7, 8 main characters, like really 6 or something. But this with the family alone was like 6 people. They had 4 kids. So many kids. I mean, it's not like, you know, that many, but at the same time, it's like, as far as trying to keep track of all these characters and their individual traits, I'm like, okay, well, that one's Sigourney Weaver, that one's a kid, and then there's 2 boys, and then I'm like, which, you know, and they're all blue, you know, it's making me sound like I'm all like blue racist, but it's like, they're all blue people, you know, and then sometimes you're like, oh, he's got the necklace, okay, he's that one. Like, sometimes it's a little hard to tell. Like, they had, one of them had like eyes are farther apart or something. There's only so much you could do with the design. The water people kind of were nice to see, because they had this kind of lighter blue with the blue eyes and different kind of hair and stuff, and I was like, okay, that's a vibe. And there was almost more room to distinguish between the different characters with the, I don't know if it was like the hair or what, but I don't know, whatever. It's cool. I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd. Is that a little low? Maybe. Let me just read you my thing. It's a little goofy, but whatever. Boom, 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 boom. Great effects, a hard to pace 3-hour movie. Maybe it should have been a mini series, question mark. Not everything has to be Glass Onion, but a bit too predictable for my taste. Okay, yeah, so for context, recency bias, I did watch Glass Onion right before and again after, and I'm really into that movie and kind of the style of the more subversive. Like, that movie is totally like a generally appealing, entertaining kind of blockbuster movie, but at the same time, it is very subversive and satirical and all these things that Avatar kind of isn't. It's not super satirical, it's more allegorical, and it's not, I guess it's like deep in some ways, but it's like, in a way, it's not terribly profound. I guess it's profound with like the tree, and like there's certain things of the interconnectedness with nature and stuff, which I really appreciate. But I don't know, it's just when you have so much information and then so much screen time is dedicated to these war people and the military guys, it's like it almost makes me not like it as much. And then, yeah, of course, got to give it up for the low-key Titanic sequel moments with the ship sinking. Can you homage yourself? I guess James Cameron can. So those are my thoughts on Avatar: The Way of Water. I'll probably drop this, I don't know, soon. Got the blue, like, same color scheme as Knives Out, the blue and the yellow. So I was like, let's just do them together. What'd you think of Way of Water? Did you like it? Did you like the first one? Were you waiting? Did you wait too long? You gonna go to Disney or whatever, where they have like a theme park for it or something now? Someone's car alarm's going off. Car alarm stopped going off. I'll do a sign off again. Thanks for watching. I've been Mike, aka mykeadelic. Plenty other good stuff to watch here on the mykeadelic channel, so feel free to click around. Just did a review on Glass Onion, had a kind of like precursor to that, which is Unscripted Guide to Rian Johnson. If you're unfamiliar with the writer-director Rian Johnson, I suggest you check it out. I was really passionate about it. I really love that dude, and so I think the video speaks to that. So check that out. Got some music videos, Marlboro Street's the most recent one, cover videos, all sorts of good stuff here on the mykeadelic channel. Click around. Check it out. Ta-ta. Catch you later. I don't know why I keep going into a terrible English accent at the end. Let me see if I can do it good. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Right, thank you. All right, it's been mykeadelic. Thank you for watching. Click around, got plenty other videos, got some reviews, got some music videos, live videos, other videos coming soon. Make sure you stay tuned here on the mykeadelic channel. Been trying to upload like 3 videos a week, so we'll see how long that goes. Dalio. Catch you next time. Love y'all. Peace and love. Peace out, brother.